All right, Troy, so let's roll on to our next systemic formula, which is the Serrazyme, which is Serratiopeptidase formula. Again, super cool stuff. So can you go over the formula for us, and then we'll get into some of the clinical applications for this guy.
Sure, absolutely. So first of all, it goes under a couple different names. So some people are like, is it serrapeptase? Is it serratiopeptidase? So a lot of different names out there. They are the same thing. So the enzyme, the source enzyme is the same. So one of the things we looked at here, important, was just, again, going back to the purity of this particular enzyme, because there has been some issues with the enzyme or the recall that we talked about earlier last year with chloramphenicol. So a synthetic antibiotic that was added to some of these enzymes. So that's one of the things that we do test for with this enzyme, to make sure it's a 100% free and clean of that antibiotic. And then looking at dosages. So again, a lot of the companies out there are going to have maybe 50,000, 75,000 units of activity per capsule. This one we dosed at a very high level at 150,000 units per capsule. So again, we like the simplicity of taking a single capsule and getting quick, fast, effective results. So going back to systemic enzymes in general, that you take them away from food, empty stomach. This is, again, a pure source as far as it has no animal products, no soy, no dairy, very, very clean from that perspective. So,
excellent. So from clinical applications, this guy can do a lot of different things. Can you touch a little bit on that?
Yeah, some of the research that I've read about, one, it deals with kind of non-living tissue. So scar tissue is a big part of that. So like some of the research showed that very effective at digesting. Again, enzymes do the same thing. It's just they act on different substrates. So here, if it's able to act on scar tissue, break that down and get rid of it, I go, that's going to be a huge benefit to a lot of people that have had injuries, and most of us have over their life, right? So that's a huge benefit. Then also the research that was done with Dr. Nieper on the cardiovascular piece. So as far as, again, the arterial plaque that's in the system, I think it was 18 months, did a lot of different research and showed that it basically will go through and effectively clean that out.
Yeah,
so,
amazing.
Yep.
And then the food supply today is loaded with non-living things, unfortunately, isn't it? So this becomes like almost an essential thing to have in our diet when it comes to the GMOs, the heavy metals, things like that. Can you talk a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so I mean, again, as far as and again, it's kind of the dosing of it. So if with this, I mean, it would be one of those things that, depending on what you take your digestive enzymes with your meals throughout the day, and then I always tend to recommend taking the systemic enzymes at night. So whatever you've, again, taken in during the day that may be questionable or whatnot, I go, and if some of that stuff has found its way into the bloodstream, taking a product like the Serrazyme is going to be very effective. So whatever that may be, and there's so many potential contaminants and things that you mentioned, from possible chemtrails to all the different things that your body's having to deal with. So this would be a very effective means at, and oh, this is a perfect opportunity. I just want to bring this up because I forgot to mention this earlier in regards to the mineral. So the mineral, not just, there's a function behind the mineral that is beyond supercharging and helping catalyze and giving more energy for the enzymes to do what they do, but they're also, because of their structure, they're actually like a sieve. So any toxins that are in the body, this mineral has been proven to absorb that toxicity and, again, pull it out of the body. So that's why we call them like little microscopic sponges.
Right.
So they, the enzymes break it down, and then this will help mop it up or, pull it out of the body. So again, between those two things and with the enzymes, it's going to be very effective at dealing with all this toxicity that's in the system.
Absolutely. So this could be a great guy for someone who's, in a phase of chronic, like, heavy metal toxicity or some kind of biotoxin that's just affecting them in their daily life. This would be a good guy to maybe step up to a higher dose for, someone in a chronic or acute phase, just for a few months, and then just a great guy just to take for living in this everyday, unfortunately toxic planet.
Yep.